Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy Rance. I just want to talk. I don't feel like, just talking about any specific thing. I just want to talk. I don't really have anybody to talk to in the house. And so I just talk to the camera. Man, there's so many things I wish I could say, but I don't know where to start. There's one story that I'd like to share with you, and I really would like to have your opinion. This is a story that goes back about 55 years ago or so. I think it's 55 years ago. When I was a teenager, my family and I, every year we went on vacation somewhere. Uh, every year we went somewhere. Well, this one year, I was about 16 years old, just about 17. And my family wanted to travel with some of my family's best friends. And they had two sons, and one of their sons was basically, I guess at that time, was my best friend. And so we were going all the way from the Mississippi Gulf Coast all the way to Washington State. Actually, we ended up going to Canada. We took a ship in Seattle and went up to Victoria or somewhere. It was really nice too. In fact, I met a girl on that boat who starred in the TV show Bonanza. She had a little episode. She was a young gal. She was probably my age at the time, but she was telling me the story about how she was on Bonanza, and I thought that was really cool. But anyway, so my family and this other family, we struck out, man. We went up to Yellowstone. We went all over the place, and we finally got to Washington. Whenever we got to Washington, hang in there with me. This story's boring, but there is a kind of a sad ending to this story. I'll just tell you right now. And this has bothered me for 55 years, and I don't know if I have any guilt or not in this. I don't know. It's been bugging me for 55 years, and this is where and I haven't really shared this, not really with very many people. I have not, because it's just kind of a personal story. But I'm at the point in my life now where it's time to talk about it. Well, anyway, whenever I was traveling and we got up to Washington, we had a pop-up camper, my family. That's about the only way we could afford to travel and see the United States back then was using like pop-up campers and travel trailers, and we tent camped. We did all kind of stuff. That was my official, I guess, introduction to kind of RVing and camping. I love it, still do. Well, anyway, whenever we got up there to Washington State, we ended up going to my family's best friends. Well, we were visiting their brother. Okay, my parents' best friend's brother. So we were headed that direction. They wanted us to come up. They wanted us to stay with them. So we did. Two families, one house. It was really a wonderful time. Wonderful time. One of the best times I've ever had in my life. Well, my best friend, we'll just say his name was David, okay? His name was David. Well, David had a first cousin, and her name was Sue. And Sue was a really pretty girl. She was my age, and very, very, again, I cannot stress how beautiful this girl was. Well, anyway, while we stayed there, probably about a week or so, I don't remember exactly, but this girl liked me. For some reason, she liked me. I don't know why this pretty girl liked me, but she did. And she had a boyfriend, and they were supposed to be pretty serious. And so I kind of, I respect that, and I back off. I don't try to pursue nothing, but this girl kept pursuing me. I mean, she let me know that she really liked me. And I mean, we had a good time. We went to a concert. It was the Eric Burden and War concert in Tacoma, Washington. That's the first time I ever smoked pot in my life. And you know who gave me the first joint? Was Eric Burton himself. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, We got tear gas that night. It's a big story. Even in today, you can go back and look in Tacoma, Washington, Eric Burton concert, and you can read all about it. Man, we got tear gassed. It was a rainy, nasty, miserable night, but we went. We went to this concert in this horrible condition, and we were sitting on the ground very close to the stage. Well, Eric Burton and them took a little break, and Eric Burton and his bass player, I'll just go ahead and tell a little story. They stepped down off the stage, and sure enough, he came and he was right in front of me, my friend David, David's brother, and Sue, the girl that this story is going to end up being about. And so he pulls out this joint about this long. It was called an Esmeralda paper. They're really big rolling papers to make joints, you know. And he handed it to me. I never smoked in my life. Didn't know anything about it. I said, David, I don't know what to do. He says, man, just smoke it like a cigarette and take a deep breath in. So I did. So the first time I ever smoked pot, it was Eric Burton. You may remember Eric Burton and the Animals. We Got to Get Out of This Place. House of the Rising Sun. Oh Lord, Please Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Sky Pilot. Those are some of the songs that Eric Burton did. He was big time. They were the first band to knock the Beatles out of first place on the charts. Eric Burton was something else, man. But anyway, I thought I would throw that in there. Well, it is part of the story. Well, anyway, after the concert was over, after the tear gassing and all that stuff, the reason we got tear gassed is not many people showed up at this concert because it was raining, but there's this big hill, like it's a baseball stadium and this big hill. And all these freaks and hippies and all that, they were on the hill looking down to see the concert where they could see it for free. Well, Eric Burton was on the stage and he was like, come on down, come on, get in. Well, when everybody started coming down the hill to try to climb over and get into the stadium, boom, 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 tear gas everywhere. First experience smoking pot. First experience getting tear gas. That was an exciting night. But after the concert was over, well, we went back to Sue's parents' house. And let's just say we kind of partied that night. Oh, we just had a good time. And we partied a little bit too hard, maybe. But this girl, getting back to the main story, she really liked me. I could tell. It's like she forgot about her boyfriend, but she wanted me for some reason. Okay, moving this story on a little bit more. So the family, we all go back home. And this girl, Sue, she starts writing me letters. We didn't have text messages and cell phones and all that stuff. And back then, you know, you either wrote a letter or you made a phone call. That was about it. And this girl would write me almost every day. And she was literally pouring her heart out like, oh, I really miss you. I wish you could be here. I want to be with you so bad. And I was at the point of like, wait a minute. Now this girl has a boyfriend. They're kind of serious about each other. But she's all over me like a cheap coat. You know, she's on me like a cheap coat. And she was a really nice girl, beautiful, like I said. But it got to a point where I kind of had to tell her, look, I live on the Mississippi coast and you live, that's my dog squeaking his toy. He loves to do that when I make videos, so just tolerate it, please. So anyway, I had to basically tell her, look, I live in Mississippi, you live in Washington State. We are so far apart, this ain't gonna work. And all of a sudden, I didn't get any letters from her for quite a while. This is the part that bugs me. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I really don't. But the bottom line is I got a phone call one day from my best friend, David, and about his first cousin, Sue. And what had happened is one night, because she's on the West Coast, I guess she walked up to this big cliff. I'm sure you know what I'm getting ready to say. She jumped. She died. It was devastating. It was devastating for me to hear that. It was devastating for her first cousin, my best friend at the time. It was heartbreaking. It was devastating for all parties involved. I guess the reason I'm telling this or sharing this story is because for 55 years I've always wondered, did she do that because of me? Not pursuing her like a heartbreak thing? Or was she just maybe whacked out in the head and did it? You know, you got to be in a bad spot to do something like that. And I kind of always wondered, even to this day, why did she do that? And I hope to God it had nothing to do with my rejection for her. I don't know. What do y'all think? How do you go through life and you can't help but wonder about it? I can't help it, you know. It's a sad story. It hurt a lot of people. But that's what happened. And I don't know why. It could have been something between her and her boyfriend. It could have been something in her life. It could have been that was bothering her that she couldn't deal with. Could it have been because the rejection from me? I was just a kid. I mean, I'm a teenager, you know? Well, anyway, I just thought I would share that story with you. Share some comments with me about it. I don't really get a whole lot of action on my channel, and if you're watching this far, I'd appreciate it if you would sub my channel. I think I'm at like, I forgot, 860 something subs. I'm really trying to get to 1,000, but man, things have just slowed down. I just can't seem to get the subs anymore. That's my goal. Well, really, I'm trying to get to 900, and I'm so close, but it's just so hard. I guess people don't like to sub channels anymore or something, but this has been kind of tough. Anyway, guys, I wanted to share this story with you. What do you think? Should I feel guilty? Do I let it go? I don't know what to do. I never did know what to do about it. There's nothing I can do about it, really. Well, thanks a lot for listening. I do appreciate it. I'm Jimmy Rance.